Hello and welcome to Frank's School. I'm talking about a movie that I'm imagining called Resurrection. This is the fifth video I've devoted to this event. I'm going to just start numbering them and I'll put them into a playlist so eventually if somebody got interested and wanted to see them in order they could because I'm going to put many other things in between these. Um, well, in a sense, I've recovered from yesterday. The Super Bowl, that threw me as I tried to explain. But I think that's not the real world. I was saying to myself, I'm not in the real world. Uh, that's the real world. No, I mean it's a world. It's a version. And one of the things that made me realize that I think was the goats yesterday. If you look at 65, my one of my goat does gave birth to two little ones, and I filmed it and I put it online. And as I'm down there on my knees in the stall, in the mess with the goats, these little creatures, little souls, uh, I, at some point I thought, this is the real world. This is the real. This is as real as it gets. So anyway, I've recovered. All right, I'm going to go on with the resurrection. This old man that you saw, he should be bearded, I think. Some of these things gradually I'll think about it. He should be bearded. I don't think he has to have a long beard, but he should not be shaven. Okay, and I think probably there should be a scar near one of his eyes. And I won't explain why that is, but and I don't know if it even has to be dramatic, and I don't know if it's necessary, but it just might be a touch, a scar near one of the eyes. All right, the time of year, I had not thought about that. April. We'll make this April, maybe the beginning of April. April 1st is a sort of a special day for me, April Fool's Day. But I don't think we have to be that specific. But very early spring, April, and it's in the afternoon. These are things that I don't think about saying because I sort of see them. But and as the woman, the young woman approaches the old man and arrives there, he will help her take that sack off her head. That's one of the things about carrying something on your head like that. Once it's up there, it's not hard to carry, but putting it up there and taking it off is sometimes tricky. So he'll help her to take the sack off her head. And maybe she'll take her backpack off too. Not sure if she even has one. I'm not sure about that. But now it occurred to me that I think I would have an event occur early in the movie here. An event that I might never explain within the movie, or even maybe within the description of the movie. Why I would put that in there. So it will be puzzling and troubling, possibly, to my viewers. And that event is that the woman will bow down on her knees and bow her head in front of the old man. I think maybe I don't know, maybe he'll put his hand on her head or something like that. And then she'll stand up. And then the real dramatic event then is that the old man will actually not only bow down in front of her, but go all the way down onto his knees and kiss her feet. Why? What an odd thing to do. And her feet could be shown as dirty, with sandals on or whatever. She's just been coming up a mountainside. Why? Well, as I say, I don't think I'm ready to explain. Maybe I will eventually explain it later, but that will give my viewers something to think about. But in any case, and then once he stands up, should the two of them then hug? Maybe, not sure about that. That would not actually be as important. Another thing too, I don't understand acting. I don't understand directing. I don't understand how people do this or can control this. But the look on the man's face. I mean, if there could be a tear, or very nearly a tear, without the old man completely losing his dignity, if that could be controlled, you know, that's sort of a tricky business, and it goes beyond any. I don't have any expertise at all, but it comes to mind. In any case, this could be considered as an allusion to the climax of the movie, Zeffirelli's movie, Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon. And the very climax, as I explained in this video, when I taught about this in the second year, this is the 5th year, in the second year toward the end, I taught my way through Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon. And the climax of that movie is only about 10 seconds long. It's pinpointed. And it's when the Pope Innocent III, kisses the feet of St. Francis of Assisi and blesses him. I didn't actually set out to make that allusion, but when I realized it, I thought, oh, that's what's happened here. And if you want to see that without searching through it all, you won't see it very well. But in my course, Frank School, this number, if you'll go to, I think it's the 10th minute up to the 12th minute, I had it on a television right over there, me filming the television and discussing it as I was going. But there you could see that climactic moment if you wanted to. Now the question of tone arises, tone in a work. To me, that's not quite the same as mood. As I understand it, mood is what sort of any given scene or what happens in the heart or the response of a viewer. But the tone is the attitude that the producer, the director, the writer takes, I think. I don't know. But anyway, the tone of the movie, what should it be? Well, it's pretty serious, I think. It's going to be a little bit hard to explain. I think the tone of this movie was a problem because it was so serious. To the best of my knowledge, there's no comic relief anywhere in that whole movie. It was so serious that it became a disadvantage to the movie, I think, almost its undoing, because if it's too serious, then it's hard for others to take it serious. So the tone becomes an issue. But I would say so far the tone would be quiet, dignified, not sad, but, well, whatever. I don't know. That has to be addressed. What would the tone of the movie be? I think I should be able to put comic relief into this movie. All right, now the place. It's time to know. The place is Portugal. It's on a mountainside in Portugal, and the two of them, after this unexplained event, the two of them will then turn, put the sack back on her head, and they'll, together now, they'll start down a cartway. They've got their 2 dogs. There's some goats with them. And they'll start down a cartway. A cartway is like a road, but it's much more narrow. A car could never go on it. It's way too narrow. They'll start down a cartway, and they're going to start to walk down. Not down. They have come up, but now they're going to go down somewhat to an aldeia do Xisto. That means a village of schist. And I have got in my course already footage of some aldeias do Xisto. That's where most of this is going to take place. That is the setting. I'm not ready to tell you well, I don't know if I'll be able to tell you exactly which aldeia do Xisto, but I have a little bit that I can show you to give you an idea of what it is. They're going to head down, and you won't get the viewer would not get a very good look at the aldeia do Xisto, but might already be able to tell that it's tiny and it's in ruins. It's in ruins. There's no roofs. The walls are there, but it's been abandoned and it's in ruins. All right, enough for today. Bye.